name is Natasha. I'm from Atlantic County, New Jersey. I am 33 years old. I have been a heroin user on and on now for 20 years. I have struggled very, very much with addiction, in and out of rehabs, in and out of jail. I have currently relapsed in July and OD'd, had to be Narcaned 3 times, and after that I went to rehab, and now I am in a sober living home. I have engaged in reentry program. I have gotten a job, went above and beyond, spoke with former Governor Jim McGreevey at the Trenton State House about Vivitrol, a little bit about my life, and things are looking really good for me today compared to other times I've tried to get clean. This is probably the most work I've put into being sober. When I was younger, I was molested. I've grown up in 3 different homes. My parents are divorced. I have sisters. I had a brother. I've struggled on and on with PTSD, anxiety, depression. I have went through a lot throughout my life. I've been homeless. I've been raped. I've been held at knife point, gunpoint. I've had abusive relationships, mentally and physically. And I never really, I've sought help, but I never really followed through with medications. I've always self-diagnosed myself and put myself on and off medications. But it's definitely been a struggle throughout my life. Probably 2 years ago, being homeless was the worst time of my life. My sister OD'd and passed away last year. So after that, I had gotten clean, and I just had a second child back in March of 2019, and I winded up relapsing after that, just because of postpartum and not really dealing with my emotions and sticking with the program and doing what I need to do for my sobriety. I was never in prison, but I was in county. I've been in and out a few times. When I was homeless, I was on the run. Being in and out of jail is definitely mind torturing, especially when, it's Atlantic County Jail. It's filthy. They treat you horribly, and just mentally, when you're detoxing and you want to have a better life, and you're trying to think that, okay, well, when I leave here, I'm going to do better. But it's as soon as you leave, you wind up just wanting to get high, and it's a struggle. And I really think that going to jail isn't a resource for people that need to get clean. It's not a place that's going to help. It just, I think, makes people struggle more, and makes their addiction kick in more sometimes, because it's just the mental part of it it's rough. After I had relapsed, I put myself into rehab. I spent 37 days in New Hope. And then I came to Epiphany House. When I was in New Hope, Brian had come and did a seminar orientation, just talking about reentry. And of course, me being from Atlantic County, we don't have that program down there. So it was kind of good that I was up here and was going into Epiphany House in Asbury. As soon as I got into the Epiphany House, I right away went right into reentry, and they've helped me a lot. I was on Vivitrol before I got here, and Brian had, talked to me a little bit about it, asked if I wanted to do a couple things, as far as speaking about it and how I feel on it. I've been on it for 4 months now, and I have to say it's probably one of the best decisions I've ever made. I've been on Suboxone and Methadone, and that's something that didn't work for me. Vivitrol, it definitely helps. There's no cravings, there's no wanting, and just the fact of knowing that you're on it, and if you did use, the fact that you could possibly die or be so deathly sick that it's in your mind that you don't want to use. So getting myself involved with the reentry, they've helped me with my ID. They're helping me trying to vacate my fines. They were going to help me with a job, but I winded up getting one beforehand. But they have helped me in so many different ways and given me so many opportunities to move forward with my sobriety and just, share my experience, strength, and hope with people. Speaking in Trenton at the State House, that was an honor. That was the coolest thing I've ever done, you know what I mean? And the fact that I'm doing this with you and having this interview, I think it's amazing, you know, just to get my story out there and maybe help somebody, or, you know, if anybody wanted to talk or just vent or just, you know, hey, like, you know, I need help. You know, I'm willing to do anything now to help and pass forward, you know, the word and just to help people with whatever they can, because it is possible to get your life back together no matter how many times you struggle. Like I said, I've been struggling on and off now for like 20 years, and it just, I don't know, it's almost like an epiphany when you are ready. I don't want to say there was rock bottoms, because sometimes there are, but for me, like, there kind of wasn't. It happened. It was like a euphoric feeling, like, you know what, I want to get my life together. I'm getting too old to do this, and I got 2 little girls, and, you know, they need their mom. And the fact of, I've never OD'd in my entire life getting high, and when I did this past July, it was definitely a life-changing experience for me. It woke me up. I work for a company called Pasta Bolo. It's like almost like a fast food pasta place. We make everything homemade and fresh, all kinds of toppings, and there's vegan and gluten-free, and I'm a prep cook there. I love my job, and I really wish that I could keep it, but, you know, I got to go back home. But, you know, they're going to be opening up a place near Rutgers, so if I'm possibly able to, I don't know, get a ride or do whatever, I would love to keep my job. I have the best bosses in the world, and it's awesome. Like, you know, you want to feel good when you go to your job. You don't want to be at a job that you're not happy with, you know, and the fact that my bosses have helped me out so much, and they're just there, and they understand where I'm coming from, because I'm honest with them about everything. They know me living in the sober home. They know that I'm, you know, a recovering addict, and the fact that they would give me another chance, knowing of my background and the things I've done in life, you know, it's really nice to know that people are willing to give another chance.